Hey kids, what time is it?
What time is it?
It's community conversations time.
It's community conversations time. That's right. From the beaches of South Florida to the hills of Tennessee. From New York to Hawaii. Tell your friends that Community Conversations is about to inform the next generation with news, without fear, and educating them without a pain.
And a warm South Florida and Costa Rica welcome to all of you.
This 1 hour forum deepens connections, and it provides discussions on a range of topics, including social emotional issues, improving relations with law enforcement, post-secondary education, careers, health and wellness, politics and race, inclusion and equality.
Focus on an initiative. Case in point tonight, you all were speaking about gun violence. Since I've been growing up, that's been a thing, especially living here in Florida.
Community Conversations, where it's all about highlighting the talented youth in our communities and the great things that they are doing.
In terms of encouraging women's involvement in civil rights activism.
Community Conversations.
Hello, good evening to all our news-loving fans. It is now 7 p.m. I am C. Ron Allen, sitting in for Emilia Taus, who's in Costa Rica.
And I'm Alexander Blackwood here in Royal Palm Beach, Florida.
And welcome to this week's episode of Community Conversations, dedicated to all the convenience store workers.
As you know, February is Black History Month, which honors the achievements, adversities, and legacy of African Americans in the United States. Tonight, throughout tonight's show, we'll amplify Black voices in conversation about activism, love, joy, and leadership in our community.
We hope you will be enlightened by our collection of stories and reflect on our shared history, as well as celebrate the impact of Black historical figures and pioneers.
And as always, we have another banner show for you tonight, so sit back, get ready for this 1 hour ride as we try and tell you why flights all over the mid-Atlantic have been getting a big boost from the wind.
Then we'll have the 411 on a third grader, or rather third grade teacher who is using a non-traditional technique to prepare kids to handle money in the real world, which sees her charging them $5 for rent for their desk and fining them for offenses like tardiness and disrespect.
And we'll tell you about a Black History Month celebration at Delray Beach Middle School, a story you'll only hear on Community Conversations.
At least 3 commercial aircraft clocked speeds of more than 800 miles per hour over the weekend, pushed along by a 265 mile per hour tailwind. A Virgin Atlantic red-eye from Washington, D.C. to London arrived 45 minutes ahead of schedule, and an American Airlines flight from Philadelphia to Doha, Qatar, reached speeds of nearly 840 miles per hour, the second highest ever recorded for an aircraft, according to the National Weather Service. Now, despite traveling faster than the speed of sound, the flights did not break the sound barrier because, relative to the moving air, the planes were still flying at the standard cruising speed. Now, experts say climate change is causing stronger winds within the jet stream, which, according to CBS News, can speed up flights heading east, but slow flights heading west, and could lead to bumpier air travel for all.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard anything go faster than the speed of sound and not break the sound barrier before.
Yes, that's like a Concorde. Remember the Concorde some time ago? They had a Concorde. I haven't heard anything about the Concorde anymore.
Yeah, it's been a while. But yeah. Hello, parents. Are you looking for something for your child to do during the spring break this year? Look no further. Spring is fun on a week-long day camp that gives your child a taste of everything KOP Mentoring Network has to offer. It's available to children currently enrolled in 3rd to 12th grade for $140. Drop-ins will be accepted for $40 a day if the room is available. Campers will be provided a morning breakfast, lunch, and afternoon snack. Campers will also enjoy popular activities such as drumming, dancing, painting, and trips to the ocean. Each day will provide participants with new experiences among the highlights will be seasonal and emotional intelligence and beach volleyball. For more information, call 561-665-0151.
Well, sounds like that's going to be another fun filled spring break week this year. Alex, what are your plans for spring break?
Well, I'm going on a college tour
Oh,
for spring break at FAMU.
Which colleges are you going?
FAMU.
FAMU, okay, in Tallahassee. That's all right. So, where else have you applied to, or have you heard from any colleges yet?
Well, I applied. I'm applying to FAMU. I heard back from FAU today, actually, right before this the show, and have not got accepted yet. I'm on the waiting list because of how many applicants there are right now, but I'm looking forward to seeing more from what they have to say.
Wonderful. That'd be nice for you to get accepted into FAU. Then you'll be seeing Mr. John on a regular basis, not only on Fridays, but on a regular basis, because that's where he hangs out during the week. Anyway, hundreds gathered at the Arts and Cultural Center in Boynton Beach today for the annual Black Leadership Summit 2024. Now, this summit brought together local and national professionals across industries to connect and network for professional development, entrepreneurship, collaboration, wealth creation, community building, as well as strategic planning. Among the presenters were former Delray Beach Police Chief Javara Sims, former NFL player Pierre Garçon, and keynote speaker Carisha Scott Moore, who's the president and CEO of the Ushers New Look Foundation. The day kicked off with a presentation from Plumosa Elementary Drumline and Marching Band. And they brought so much energy into that room, Alex, that no one needed coffee to stay awake. We have a video of that band taking charge this morning. Jeremiah, why don't you play it?
Mute, Mr. Ciron.
Jeremiah, what's up with that? Anyway, as you can tell, Alex, people were just having fun this morning. That was a lively crowd, boy. They were moving this morning. You can just imagine. Interestingly, though, I have in the studio here with me, let me just take a break and introduce Daniel. Daniel is a student from Maine, just turned 18, and Daniel stopped by to see what we were doing here, Daniel. So you attend, you just graduated?
Yeah, I just graduated, yeah.
What high school? Get come closer. You graduated from where? What school?
I was actually homeschooled.
Homeschooled?
Yeah.
Okay, and how was that experience?
It was actually really nice because my dad originally took me out of school because I wasn't really great at focusing. So it was great because it was like a lot of one-on-one teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciated that experience because I'm not great if there's not someone there like actively trying to help me learn.
So in your earlier days, you went to regular school.
Yeah.
And when did you start homeschool?
So I started homeschool first in third grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went from about 8 years?
Yeah. That's from third grade up, I was homeschooled.
And what brought you to Delray Beach, South Florida?
Yeah, so me and my friends over there.
You guys just got in the car and just say, we're going to ride to Florida.
Yeah. Well, no.
The weather has a way of luring you to places like this, I guess.
Oh, it does. It's like 5 degrees back up.
Yeah, what town in Maine?
South Paris. It's in Oxford.
Okay, yeah, I know where that area is quite well. Okay, and how long are you guys going to be in town?
We're leaving like tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. And what brought you to the Teen Center, 505 Teen Center?
Yeah, well, he wanted to go skate, and we were driving like RC cars around. And we just thought it was a really interesting place. It's just a nice, very relaxed. Everyone's just super nice here. So.
Well, that's called the South Florida mentality. That's how we do it in South Florida.
Yeah, we've gotten the love.
Well, hey, you're welcome anytime. Welcome to stop by anytime. When are you guys coming back? Tomorrow.
I'd hope soon. I'd really hope soon.
Well, anytime you're ready to come back, you let us know. When you go back, before you leave, I'll give you my contact. I want you to connect us with some students in Maine.
Okay.
Because we're trying to grow this program around the country.
Oh, wow.
We're currently in at least 24 states. So all we need is a point person in Maine. We connect with them, but give that man over there your contact number, and he'll make sure we get things going in Maine.
All right, awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
all the best.
So
great having you on the show. Anyway, Alex, to continue, 5 individuals were recognized at a luncheon earlier today for their outstanding achievements in their community.
Celebration continues tomorrow with the picnic and music festival at Sunset Cove Amphitheater in West Boca. This event, which runs from 2 to 9 p.m., will feature a live band, top South Florida DJs, and soulful performances, including a special guest by renowned R&B singer Bobby. Attendants are encouraged to bring their own food, picnic tables, blankets, and baskets to participate in the $1,000 picnic competition.
Wow, $1,000. Whoa. Anyway, sponsors such as Humana today presented a display honoring prominent past and present African Americans. And Emma Pierre of State Farm, she had these great giveaways in what's called the Garden of Love. So, in fact, that's tomorrow. They're planning on doing that tomorrow as well. So today was just a tease, I was told, and tomorrow is going to be the real deal. Now, the event is sponsored in part by Valley Bank, AT&T, the Palm Beaches, the Cultural Council of Palm Beach County, and the Palm Beach Post.
Organized by Rohan Sutherland of Genesis Media Group, the Black Lux Weekend is more than just an event. It's a celebration of excellence and a tribute to Black history.
We hope that they're motivated, inspired to grow, right? Like a doctor or a lawyer, you're always practicing. So I feel like as a people, as Black people, we're always practicing learning. So our hope from the Black Leadership Summit today, moving forward, is continued growth. Finding where we fitting as our slogan. Finding where we could improve on ourselves, on our business, and our family lives, and structurally. So we're just looking for people who are willing to grow, looking to grow, and grow along with us.
Wonderful. 3 Palm Beach County students were winners in a countywide essay competition that was part of this year's Black History Month student contest. Students in elementary through high schools were invited to submit an essay at least 500 words based on this year's theme, the importance of voting. Now, the winners were announced at a program at Pompey Park on Saturday. And I think we have some videos. All 24 contestants received certificates of participation. Now, if you're just joining us, you're watching Community Conversations hosted by yours truly, C. Ron Allen, sitting in for Emilia Taus, who's in Costa Rica, and Alex Blackwood here in Florida. Let me just remind you that tonight's show is being broadcasted from the 505 Teen Center in Delray Beach, sunny South Florida, where the weather here today happens to be, I'd say probably in the, guys, I hate to tell you this, but it's probably in the 80s, high 80s. And you said it was like 5 or -5 up in Maine. Wow, sucked to be in Maine right now. Wow. Anyway, this is the side of the Women's Club and the Bobbitt Skate Park.
Neighborhood and Community Services Department will be hosting its 2024 Community Cleanup event tomorrow, Saturday, February 24th, 2024, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. A light breakfast will be provided. New staging area will be at Pompey Park, 1101 Northwest 2nd Street, Delray Beach. Your participation is encouraged and appreciated. Garbage bags, gloves, and trash pickers will be provided. Call 561-243-7203. 561-243-7203.
Let me remind you that our Funding the Future of Journalism campaign is in full swing, and we hope you can join us. We are a nonprofit, and all donations go right back into producing this broadcast and helping us expand into more homes and schools. Donations can be made through our secure portal on our website at www.kopmn.org, or you can call 561-665-0151.
A cast of budding artists depicted the importance of Black culture and Black history in a kid-friendly way on Sunday. Under the direction of Miss T, Delray Beach's public library children's librarian, the presentation took the audience on an immersive journey throughout history and highlighted several historical contributions from Black people. The event at Pompey Park Recreational Center in Delray Beach featured a variety of interventions from people such as Alexander Mills, who invented the elevator, Thomas W. Stewart, inventor of the mop, Lloyd P. Ray, who invented the dustpan, Jan E. Matzelinger, who invented the shoe-lasting machine, and Sarah Boone, inventor of the ironing board. I was there.
So today I have to spend the day not using any Black inventions. Luckily for me, there's a lot of natural light in my apartment, so I don't have to rely on light bulbs to get ready. But I don't know how I'm gonna get out because apparently I can't use doorknobs either. It's bright out here, but I didn't consider that the bathroom really requires light to function properly. I feel like this is gonna be really bad. Like, of all the days, this is gonna be one of those days. I can't leave my apartment. So I texted my neighbor and they let me out of my apartment. But then I realized that, yeah, that's another doorknob.
No, you
Stands for you. Happy Black History Month.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. Why, thank you so much.
Well, I'll see you later.
I feel like you're enjoying this way too much.
Maybe you have yourself a great Black History Month.
So I can't leave because I can't open any of these doors and I still have work to do. But all I have is an unsharpened pencil and a notebook, and no one's really trying to help me because y'all are unhelpful. So I think I'm just gonna work the rest of the day from my phone, which is easy and simple. And what, Michael?
Phone?
Why?
No.
Why?
Happy Black History Month.
Man, we certainly are learning a lot this Black History Month. It's interesting, Alex. We're at the end of the month, and we're our producers are just coming through with this. But I guess there's a method to their madness. But as you know, for many, President's Day was a day off from school for kids to celebrate our nation's presidents and to catch up on a few extra hours sleep. What did you do on President's Day, Alex?
Well, I got up on work.
No.
Spent that time.
Okay.
Good use.
I mean, you're on your way off to college, and there's no rest for the weary right now for you, huh?
Right.
Every day matters. That's all right. But for about 36 students in Riviera Beach, while their peers were sleeping in or hanging around the house, bored, they spent the day doing some community service at the 10th Street Community Garden. Now, later in the day, the girls got a Galentine's Day treat to some self-care. After being pampered, they painted on canvas while sipping smoothie at Sweet Life Nutrition on Blue Heron Boulevard. Now, across town, the boys and some of the girls partook in a game of kickball, basketball, and flag football at Cunningham Park. They also got a lesson on tying a necktie. A highlight for many was the hot dogs and hamburgers, a far cry from the school lunch they had throughout the week. The day was made possible thanks to the Police Athletic League, Estella's Brilliant Bus, El Herb Candle Company, and Sweet Life Nutrition.
You lost another one.
That was awesome. Talk about fun. See, the police officer in the background, Officer Nance, Corporal Nance, apparently that was his birthday, Monday.
Happy birthday, Corporal Nance.
Yeah.
Or late birthday, sorry. Congratulations to a group of Martin County students from grades K to 12 who were recognized recently for their outstanding work on their science, engineering, technology, and math projects. 10 students from the regional secondary competition, grades 6 to 12, will now be selected to compete at the upcoming state competition in April. just know that we're so proud of all the students who have completed.
Awesome. Yes, we are. Now, have you ever heard people complaining all the time that all you hear on the news or see on the news is bad things? They never report the good news? Well, sometimes, but that's really not true, because here at Community Conversations, we make sure that you have a dose of good news about what kids are doing around you and even abroad. You see, we have reporters out every day, milling around, sniffing to the ground to make sure that you have your dose of news on Friday. So as you heard before, if you see news out there, you can feel free to give us a call at 561-665-0151, 561-665-0151. And before I go, let me give a major shout out. I know we acknowledge him later on in the show, but Jeremiah certainly worked hard in putting together all these videos this week, Alex. We had about 3 times the number of videos that we normally have, and he grinded today. So Jeremiah, I'll make sure your supervisor knows that you deserve at least a 3 cents rent, 3 cents increase, maybe 2 cents, but maybe 3 cents. You never know before the weekend ends. I'll make sure he gets that message. 7 cents. A viewer just said, "What about 7 cents?"
3 cents increase. All right. Well, if you know someone who should be hanging with us, please take a moment to call or text them and let them know that Community Conversations is on. Have time, and they won't miss much.
Okay, Jeremiah. Someone said if you need a lawyer, he'd be sure to represent you for a percentage. Anyway, folks, if this is your first time hanging with us, welcome. We've been providing unfiltered news about what young people are doing around the globe for the past 3 years, going on 4 years now. We're committed to ensuring you have the latest local news about youth, whether it's about them doing great things in school, on the athletic field or court, or even in their houses of worship. And now it is that time for Trending Now with Mr. John and Mr. C. Ron. Bring it on, Jeremiah.
When I move my body just like this, I don't know why, but I feel like freedom. I hear a song that takes me back, and I let go with so much freedom.
All right, Brother John, what's going on?
Good brother.
Man, I don't know if Jeremiah set this up or what, but all these people are texting him, give him a raise. He's doing a great job. I said, okay, what about a milkshake? They said, no, give him free. Take care, young man. All the best. Be good now. He said, how about free admission to camp, to spring break camp? Well, Jeremiah, you don't have to worry. We'll waive that $1.40 a week for you for camp, and we'll just make sure we take that out of your paycheck. So what's going on, bro?
Man, just blessed to get through another week. Yeah, man, that's about it. Can't really call it. I know we have some an event tomorrow morning with the AKAs.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. We got some events all over campus tonight. We have men's and women's soccer playing in the stadium. We got softball, baseball happening as well. So busy weekend from an athletic standpoint here at FAU.
Busy weekend athletics. Speaking of athletic, John, I got a young brother I need to introduce you to. He is, excuse me. Not only is he interested in athletics, he is a star behind the camera. So Mr. Jason, I'm sure we'll be spending time with him, or vice versa. He'll be spending time with Mr. Jason. But Devin is a student at Carver Middle School. I had a chance to meet him yesterday. You know, yesterday was Alpha Day at Carver Middle, so I went over, met him in the morning. A teacher pulled him to the side and said, "Hey, this is one young man you definitely need on community conversation." So I told him, "Hey, let's hang out this evening." And sure enough, he's here with us. Why don't you bring him in, Jeremiah?
Hello.
Brother Devin, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Can't see your face. Can't see your face. Got to see your face, bro. Your hair's not done? Oh, kind of dark. Where are you, man? Where are you?
Yeah. I'm outside.
You outside? Oh, why are you outside?
I'm at my grandma's house.
Oh, yeah, grandma's house.
Got
Got
you.
you.
It's loud
Got
outside.
you. Well, just want you to, meet Brother John, man. He is doing some great things down at FAU, and Devin's going to be hanging out with us on Friday nights, John, doing some, in fact, some of the photos that we saw today, he took those, and he's going to be hanging with us moving forward. So
awesome.
I just want to welcome you aboard, bro.
Nice to meet you, John.
Yeah, what grade are you
Nice
in?
to meet you as well.
8th grade.
8th grade. So next year you're going to be going to big school, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Where you headed next year?
Between Atlantic and West Boca.
Atlantic and West Boca. And what are your plans later on? I'm going to ask that. What are your plans later on once you complete high school?
Go to college.
Go to college. I will go to college. I will succeed. This is my promise. This is my creed. What do you have in mind?
Wherever I get a scholarship, honestly.
It's all about scholarships. That's all right.
Hey, that's what it's about, man. That's the reason why I ended up at the college I ended up. So, yeah, man, scholarships are great because it shows not only that you want to go to a school, but then they are investing in you. And so, they can say, to their blue in the face, "Hey, we want you here. We want you here." But it's one thing to accept you. It's another thing to accept you and provide you with money. And so always go where you're wanted. And so they're providing you money. They get you on a full scholarship, academics, athletics, band, whatever it is. Go where you're wanted. Go where you're appreciated. And a lot of times in our society, right, where people put their money is usually where people prioritize. And so, having them put their money where their mouth is by offering you a scholarship not only lets you know that they're accepting you, but that they also want you there. And they're putting an investment in you being there.
In other words,
that, man, go where you're wanted.
I love that. In other words, put your money where your mouth is. I love that. I love that. Speaking of putting money where your mouth is, one person who is doing that, John, is the Prince of Wales. He is planning to house the homeless on his own land. Now, Prince William announced his intention to build 24 homes to temporarily house people on his Cornwall estate, which is in the southwest of England. I had a chance to visit that property several years ago when I was in Brodie, Wales, which was back then, it was in the early 90s. That was the RAF, Royal Air Force Base in Brodie, and United States. We had a post over there as well in Brodie, sub base, and we had an outfit there, and we had a chance to go down there. So it's about 4 hours away from the Cornwall estates. Very interesting history and very interesting story behind that. But for him to build 24 houses to temporarily house the homeless on that side, very noble. I just wish some of our local elected officials, yes, you guys know I was going to go there. Wish some of our local elected officials will take heed, because finding homes, affordable homes for residents right now is so hard, very difficult, not just here in South Florida, but all over.
Man.
But according to The Guardian, construction will begin in September and is part of a Homewoods project that the Prince is funding to help people find permanent places to live regardless of their circumstances. Now, the Prince reportedly became interested in the cause when he visited homeless charities as a child with his mother, Diana, who was a Princess of Wales. So you teach a child how he should grow up, and he'll follow that, following in his mom's footsteps. Isn't that something?
Very noble and man, great gesture, and I think it's dope.
Very admirable, very admirable. In fact, I think we're going to try to invite some local officials from some of these cities around here to see what they plan to do, if they plan to match that. Sometimes, media, you report the news, you entertain, you inform, but you also evoke change sometimes. And, Devin, the way you evoke change is based on questions you ask. Because sometimes when political leaders, elected officials are in office, they have so much on their plates. And when you ask them the question, they're forced to think sometimes because they're there to serve the people. You with me? So it's worth addressing. Denaya, make sure you put that on the list. In the coming weeks, let's see how we can revisit that. Closer to home, Brother John, this week, the city commissioners in Boynton Beach got rid of 3-century-old Jim Crow era laws that were still on the books. And Devin, these laws, or what we call ordinances, were designed to keep Black residents segregated. The rules were known as sundowner laws and were commonly used throughout the country to restrict where Blacks could live and work. Never heard of that, Devin?
No, I haven't.
The things you learn on Community Conversation, boy, you go back to school on Monday morning, you be telling all your friends. Guess what I learned? They got sunshine laws no, not sunshine laws. This is Sunshine State. Sundowner laws. Now, 2 of these ordinances adopted by the city commissioners back in 1924 created the Negro District and the White District in Boynton Beach. Yep. And it was on the books, but no one touched it until last week. Now, the law was simple. Black people were allowed to pass through the town during the day or go into shop or work, but they had to be gone by nightfall. The same thing happened in Delray and a lot of other cities along the seaboard, John. So anyone breaking the rules could risk arrest, risk a beating, or worse. These towns were an open secret for racial segregation that spilled over much of the nation for at least a century and still, exist in various forms, enforced today more by tradition than by rules. Boynton Beach, like other cities and towns across the country, are publicly acknowledging these abandoned racist laws. I caught up with Mayor Ty Penserga this morning, and he said that while it may have been part of our past, emphatically he said that it will not be part of the city's plan moving forward. Hit it, Jeremiah.
With me is Mayor Ty from the city of Boynton Beach. Mayor, this past week, you guys made history on the commission dais. Talk to me about that.
So what we did this past Tuesday is that we repealed 3 ordinances. And what that means is we're removing it from our city laws. These 3 laws were the laws that segregated our city. It created what was called Boynton Colored Town, and it set the boundaries for that. We've had African-American churches literally had to move. For example, Greater St. Paul AME move across the street because of these boundaries. And the 3rd law actually criminalized people from being out, colored people from being out at the wrong place, at the wrong time, being on the wrong sidewalk. And what this means for us, although we haven't enforced this for many years, First of all, we can't believe that it took this long for it to be removed in the books. But at a time when so many people are divided, and we need unity right now. And this sends the message that we are going to do everything we can. And removing it from our books should have been step number one, but better late than never, and we're getting it done. And so we're just really proud that that is finally happening after 100 plus years. You know, segregation, racial discrimination, there's no place for that in our city. And, you know, listen, it was part of our history, unfortunate part of our history, but it doesn't mean it's going to be part of our future. And what we did this past Tuesday, we put an end to that. And this Saturday, we are going to recreate our Civil Rights March from City Hall to Sarah Sims Park. And at the end of that march, we are going to literally burn those 3 laws out of existence. And we're going to have a community event right after. There will be free lunch and food. So we invite all of you to come out and join us in this march and picnic.
What time?
This Saturday from 10 a.m. That's when we're going to meet at City Hall for the march. And we're going to get to Sarah Sims Park. And it's going to go up until 2 p.m. So come and join us.
Very interesting, isn't it? Very interesting.
Well, you know, yeah, I would have never guessed it. And kudos to, I assume, the staffers, other people that did the research to realize that, you know, these laws were still in the books. Although the likelihood of them being able to enforce them now since the Civil Rights Act, hopefully, one would think that it'd be difficult for them to enforce said laws, but the fact that those laws were still in the books, though, for this long is disappointing. But you know, it's important that, you know, when you see things that are wrong, you make change, you make a difference. And so they noticed that these things were wrong. They were prohibited against a class of citizens, and so they did the right thing and removed those laws from the books.
You know, brother, I want to agree with you, but I dare to differ somewhat, because while there may be, those laws could still be enforced. It's a law in the book, could be enforced, but wouldn't be prosecuted.
And to your point, correct. Yeah, the laws could be enforced. Now,
all you need is an overzealous cop.
Correct. And ultimately, once they get appealed, though, so even if it was, I doubt we'll have a district attorney, you know, put that case forward, you know, looking to adjudicate that particular case. But if it ever, you know, got to that point and someone was actually prosecuted for that, then that would have definitely been, you know, sent for appeal. And
Yes.
But yeah, man, it's no, definitely good point.
Yeah. There are a lot of laws on the books still, and there are a lot of laws still on the books that need to be removed. In fact, there's a law, I think it's probably off now, because I remember back, I wrote about this as a reporter some years ago. I think this was Boynton Beach, Delaware. May have been Boynton or Lake Worth, but there was a law in the book that was the state of Florida that said you could not drive a motor vehicle barefooted.
Oh, wow. So people are just pulling people over to look at their feet to see.
Well, I remember speaking to a sheriff once, and he explained to me the reason why, and it was a plausible reason why, because you
make a safety concern. Yeah,
safety concern, yes. So, and there are a lot of laws that they still may not make sense to us, but they try to keep those tools on the books so law enforcement would have them at their discretion. So,
absolutely.
Story for another day. Well, John, we last week I told you guys about a North Carolina teacher who has been making learning fun for her third graders by giving them jobs and charging them rent. Thanks to our team here, we did some research and found that Shelby Lattimore saw her third graders weren't attending class, and she found a fun and unique way outside of the traditional curriculum to encourage them not only to show up, but to get excited about learning. Now, Lattimore, a math and science teacher at a Title I school, obviously, in Charlotte, said her system of assigning jobs, giving out paychecks, charging things like rent or a fine, and then offering rewards has worked so well that her third graders are now bought in to the class economy. What a brilliant idea. Wow.
Make learning fun.
I
was just saying, make learning fun.
That's what it needs. That's what needs to happen, man. Learning is Anyway, since the fall of 2022, Lattimore, who has been teaching for the last 4 years, has developed an ongoing program that draws from her own real-life experiences and adapts them to age-appropriate jobs and rewards. She said she also takes suggestions from her students and modifies the class economy to align with their progress. Brilliant. Lattimore first started sharing her class economy approach to show family and friends in a TikTok video last October, where it quickly went viral. At first, social media followers they thought she was collecting real money from students, but as she explained to Good Morning America earlier this week, her third graders earn and use play money, including the special $15 Lattimore Bucks, which she introduced this school year. Now, students can choose from a variety of jobs, from being a door holder or a line leader to being a cleanup crew member or the class pet helper for their class fish, Knuckles. The light holder, okay? They get paid every 2 weeks, and the amount they get depends on which job they take on. Wow, this woman, then she need to market this.
Oh,
every
absolutely.
month, her students also have to pay rent for their class desk and chair. And to keep things interesting, she also introduced a new idea of her current class in January. Student rewards are also divided into low, medium, and high price range, with $2 candy being the cheapest option to a more expensive $7 lunch with Miss L reward. They can also save up to take someone's job for $10 or work up towards the most expensive reward, being the teacher, for $30. Wow. Well, today, Lattimore said her third graders have embraced the class economy, and she has seen how much they've learned about various concepts, from budgeting and saving to reading a receipt and counting change. Excuse me, what about you? You know how to budget? You know, you do. Okay. You know how to do a spreadsheet? Okay. That's okay. We have computers now. You heard that? We have computers now that does that. Okay. All right.
It does the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division for you.
Lattimore said she's working on creating a manual for other teachers and parents to follow. Thank you. Read my mind. And her most valuable lesson learned so far is to start slow. She also said she heard from students' families, some of whom have been impacted by generational poverty and are supportive of the class economy idea. Like I said, we've been working feverishly to get her, and we will continue to work on getting Miss L to hang out with us one evening, Brother John. But we, however, have a video, which, go ahead and roll it.
I am going to take your money. Yeah, I'm taking your money. I started sharing my class economy on TikTok. It blew up. Like the first video I ever posted, I think when I just looked at it a couple days ago, I had like over 800,000 views. Raise hands. What's today? Yeah. Yep. What bill do you have to pay today? Huh? Light bill? A water bill? No, not a learning bill. You're not paying tuition. Yes, you have to pay me rent. I saw that there were holes in the sense of like, they didn't know what change was. They didn't know what receipts were. They didn't know to save because rewards, you know, next week or the next week, like things cost more and what saving was their budgeting. So once I saw that, that's when I started adding things. $5. Yes, you do. How much money you got in your hand right there? You have a 15, a 10, and a 10. So you're gonna give me the 10?
No.
Yes, you need to give me the 10.
No.
A lot of my students' parents, they thank me when they hear about what's going on in the classroom because they know their kids and their students, their loved ones are learning something that they never learned at this age. So they're like, oh, like I'm excited to see, you know, if my child or my grandson or my granddaughter or niece, nephew can now change, you know, the lineage of their families.
Wow. Brilliant move.
Man, teach them while they're young.
Yeah.
Teach them while they're young.
You know, John, I must say, while, you know, just give again shout out to these young people who are working with us here. They have been working all week on just some great stories. One story we're pursuing is about a young man in Texas who was banned from school because of his hairstyle.
It's kind of unbelievable, but that, you know, even after incidents and cases, that's still a thing. You know, this whole hairstyle and banning students for hairstyles.
A few years ago, we had Professor Bracy. We had Senator Bracy on from Orlando area to talk about the Crown Act that he had authored in the Florida House. So I'm sure we may end up having him again to come in and talk about that. But we're working on getting you that story. Another story that I'm proud of, we've been pushing through, is a bus driver in Kentucky, I think it is, noticed a student was down as he got on the bus earlier this week. And after some digging, he discovered that this young man did not have it was pajama day at school, and he didn't have a pajama to wear. So the bus driver took him to school and then went to a Family Dollar went to a dollar store, and bought him some pajamas and took it back, just made his day. And after some sniffing around, he discovered that the entire family did not have clothing. So a local organization chipped in and jumped in and raised over $500 already to purchase them some clothing. So one of our star reporter, won't tell you who she is, but in a few days, we're going to roll that story because she had a chance to speak with the CEO for that organization. No, that's fine, Jeremiah. We don't have that video, but that's for next week or the week after. She had a chance to interview her yesterday, and the interview is scheduled for Tuesday or Wednesday next week with the bus driver and the young man, because they were on Inside Edition today and on the Tamron Hall show yesterday. So isn't that something? From Tamron Hall to Inside Edition to Community Conversation.
It's a great story.
Proud of you guys. Very proud of you guys.
Kudos to the team for getting that done.
Yes, sir. Teamwork. But before I go, I had a wonderful experience attending the Black History program at Carver Middle School in Delray Beach last night, Brother John. Like I said, in the morning was Alpha Day, so we went out, spoke with the students on campus, and they invited us back last night. We often hear about the negative things that happen on these campuses, but I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of good news that's happening on many of our campuses across the county. These young people, these students perform beautifully, and it's obvious that those educators under the leadership of Mr. Williams just poured a lot into these students, and I have to give credit where it's due. They did an outstanding job last night. The dancers just did an awesome job. as well as the other performers, the singers, and those who recited poetry. Much credit, though, goes out to the band that provided the stellar musical accompaniment. And I think we have a video. Jeremiah, roll that for me, our last video. You don't have the video. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to make sure we have the video next week because, okay, that's fine. Well, that's perfect timing, bro, for a good night, sweetheart. So, John, apart from tomorrow morning, you're going to be out there walking for charity.
I will be out there. Well, I'm gonna try to make it. I will be out at the the club at Weston Hills on Sunday. There's a HBCU Collegiate Black Golf Championships in Weston, Florida, at the club at Weston Hills. And North Carolina Central University, their men's and women's golf teams will be competing. And I plan to stop out there and, as an alum of the institution, and show my support to those student athletes. So that's what I plan on doing Sunday. And then, enjoying the weekend.
Okay, yeah, I played that golf club before. Weston Hills, very nice course. Okay, go ahead and play it, Jeremiah. He said he has it, so save us from having to do it next week. It's loading. Well, I maybe won't be there tomorrow. So you won't be there tomorrow morning with the AKs then?
Woo, man, 6:30
early,
in the morning.
Yeah, that's early.
8 a.m. I'm there. 6:30 is a little steep for you, brother, but we'll see how the night goes.
Oh, by the way, there's a birthday party going on tonight at the Prentice Mobley. Okay, Prentice mom, Miss Pearl, is having her birthday tonight. Happy birthday, Pearl. We'll make sure. Thank you for that reminder. We'll make sure that we have her shout out for her next week for sure. All right, Jeremiah, since it's not loading, just if it comes up later on, we will play. Anyway, bro, go ahead.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, oh, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
All right. On that note, here at Community Conversations, we take full advantage of remote technology to engage the next generation with news that will inform without fear and educate without opinion. Happy birthday goes out to Tony Smith, and as I said earlier, Miss Pearl.
From all your friends at Community Conversations, if you want to give someone a happy birthday shout out, send that information to 561-665-0151 with at least 2 weeks in advance.
Thanks to all the adults, parents, grandparents, educators, and responsible community service. Every Friday night, hang out with us to share ideas and install values in us, the leaders.
Pretty good show tonight.
We hear from you in the streets. We get your texts, and emails, and we value your feedback. You are indeed contributing to your community as our mentors. And for that, we say thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Madison from Kingston, Jamaica, and I just want to give a big up to Community Conversations. We watch you, we love you, and we really enjoy what you do. Thank you so much and keep up the good work.
Here at KOP, we believe that leadership training prepares youth to manage their time,
You're international,
work in a team
man.
setting, set goals, start conversations, facilitate meetings, and make effective presentations, all of which are positive life skills that they will carry into adulthood. Please direct your attention to our friend Mr. John Maxwell for our Leadership Minute.
3 plus 1 minus 4 plus 5 plus 2, take away 7 plus 3, take away 2, take away 1, add 2, add 5, minus 7, add 1, add 5, and add 1. What is my answer? 7. That is correct. Good job, Bess. Very good. 2 plus 2 minus 4 plus 1 plus 5. Return 6, add 7, plus 2, take away 1, take away 1, return 5, and add 1, and add 5. What is my answer? Very good. Good job. Moving 9, return 5, return 4, plus 2, plus 2, plus 5, take away 7, add 5, take away 7, add 3, take away 2, take away 1, plus 1, plus 2, plus 5, and minus 6. What is my answer? That is correct. Good job. In 3, minus 2, minus 1, plus 6, plus 1, take away 2, plus 4, take away 1, take away 1, take away 5, and add 6. What is my answer? 8. That is correct. Good job, Daniel. Very good. All right.
Hi, John Maxwell. I'm delighted you're here with us on Minute with Maxwell today, and I'm talking about parenting with purpose. This is a 5 kind of lesson series. And the last lesson I talked about that Margaret and I wanted our children to have a good attitude, that we wanted them to overcome adversity, that we felt that was something as parents we needed to invest our time, effort, energy teaching into. So today I want to talk to you about the second one, and that was responsibility. We wanted our children to really have a sense of responsibility, to take ownership. You know, so many times when things go wrong, people are looking either for excuses or for somebody else to point to and kind of blame them and say, well, it's not my fault. I wasn't there. Or, you know, they're the ones that made it happen. And what I've learned is very simply that you're never going to do well in life until you take responsibility for your life, for your choices, for who you are, for what you do, for your actions. And one of the things we taught them, I can still remember, there's an expression, when people do something that they shouldn't have done, sometimes they'll just use the expression, it's kind of a one-word expression, you know, they'll say, sorry. And that's always bugged me. I don't like that. If you did something wrong, I can tell you a better way to do this, and that is say, I'm sorry. I mean, sorry isn't just some kind of a word that you pick out of the sky and bring it home and kind of apply it to your life. I'm sorry. I did this. I was wrong. I messed up. You see, until I can say the I'm not taking responsibility. I'm admitting that maybe something went wrong and maybe there was something I did that made it kind of go wrong, but maybe someone else was the problem also. So sorry just doesn't cut it. And so we worked with our kids and just basically said, be responsible. The things that happen to you, take responsibility for them, own them. Because that's the only way that you can ever develop mature adults. Immaturity is always looking for someone else to blame and always seeing things from your own perspective. That's not what you want for your children. It's not what you want for yourself as an adult, is it? So that was the second thing that we taught our children. Remember, 5 lessons. I'll keep teaching on this, so be with me tomorrow as I talk about the third thing that we taught our children as far as things we thought were really important in their life. Thanks for joining me today on Minute with Maxwell.
those new tiles are falling right into place until you run out of, what are those called again? Oh, right. The Home Depot app is made for doing that doesn't miss a beat. So you can find what you need fast and keep things moving in the right direction. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Once you join KW Commercial Community, then the world of commercial real estate business opens up to you. KW Commercial is a community of 2,500 plus brokers and growing. Once you're inside the community, you have access to specific commercial real estate tools that all the other residential agents don't have access to. You have access to specific training on showing you how to become a top producing commercial broker. You have networking events, you have masterminds, you have a marketing package. You also have the relationships with other people who are inside the community who have experienced success at a higher level or a different market that you can tap into and learn and grow from. We have the answer within our organization.
I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes. I got homes for sale, single family. I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes. I got homes for sale, single family. I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes. I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes. I got homes for sale, single family. I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes. I got homes for sale, single family. I got homes for sale, condos. I got homes for sale, townhomes.
And we're back. Cinematographer and engineer behind tonight's show is our superstar, Jeremiah, proud product of Dr. Juan Garcia High School. Find past community conversations. Please visit our YouTube channel and type KOP Mentoring Network in the search bar.
Yes, let me just add again, he is a rock star tonight after all the work that he did tonight. Jeremiah Robert Dodd just said that the heck with you getting a raise. He says he has a trip for you the next time you have a 3-day weekend, wherever you want to go, he'll pay for it, buddy. So you reach out to him and he'll make sure that happens. I didn't promise Neil that when Neil was here, but that's all right. Anyway, another question was asked. Someone called or someone texted, why do we have to play all those commercials? It's a no-brainer. That's how we pay for the show. That's how we raise money. So you can be a part of this. If you don't want us to play all that commercial, why don't you write a check to KOP Mentoring Network, and we'll make sure we give you all the plug and put the commercial on our weekday show. Okay, we'll play the commercials on a weekday show, and you give us a call at 561-665-0151. We tell you how you can do that, and then we won't have to play commercials. How about that? Okay, not sure if you realize this, Alex, but you just brought to my attention that we are truly international. Costa Rica, Jamaica, Hawaii, and we're growing. So if you're out there listening and you have some contacts overseas, we have a campaign where we're trying to grow our viewership and involvement overseas. So if you have an introduction, if you have a contact overseas, make an introduction to us, if you will. And okay, I'm going to get to that. I'll get to that. Make an introduction and we'll do the rest. We want to begin in Haiti and the Bahamas. So if you have any contacts in the Bahamas, there you go. So we have the wherewithal to make it happen. So all you have to do is make the introduction and we'll take it from there and get these kids engaged, because we want to truly boost this program by the end of this year. All right. This segment, folks, is brought to you by the Women's Club of Delray Beach, which has been improving the lives for residents in the city since they began this club back in 1902. Now, the Women's Club, formerly the Ladies Improvement Society, was founded by a group of 18 women who are credited with establishing a lot of programs around the city of Delray Beach. It is part of the General Federation of Women's Club, which was founded in 1890 as an international women's organization that's dedicated to improving community by enhancing the lives of others. Talk about being unselfish. It is one of the world's largest and most prestigious, as well as oldest, women's volunteer service organizations, VSOs. Accomplishments include establishing the city's public library. Man, I got to read this every week. If someone out there knows Joyce Patrick, have her give me a call, please. I want her to record this so we can just play this. It's a lot to read, and it's much easier if she just do this and we can play. So if you're listening and you know Joyce Patrick, please text her and have her contact us so she can come in and do this. Make it much easier for us. See, you have me choking and everything. You may learn more about the Women's Club at www. Yeah, I'll do that too. I'll give them that. You may learn more about the Women's Club of Delray Beach. Do you want to take the seat or you want to stay back there and be the producer? Which one you want to do? Okay, now Amelia's not here. I got the seat tonight. Okay, you'll have it next week. Thank you. You may learn more about the Women's Club at Delray Beach by visiting DelrayWomen'sClub.com. That's Delray Women's Club, not WOMENS, WOMANS Club.com.
Before we go, shout outs to our community conversations classrooms. Miss Miller's Centaurs at Brooklyn Center in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
Miss Austin's 5th grade Otters at Oak Knoll in Menlo Park in California.
And Mr. Gary's 5th grade Bulldogs at Belleville in Belleville, New Jersey.
Belleville, New Jersey. Now, folks, that will about do it for this week's episode of Community Conversations. Thank you for hanging with us 13 minutes over. Please join with us next week when we will have another dose of news by and about what young people are doing, both in the community and around the world. Denai just said that she promised she would have you guys out of here by 8 o'clock. Well, hey, I got it tonight. We had a lot of news tonight, so we had to make sure that, see, that's the difference. I won't cheat these people of the news. I'll make sure they get it. We have to explain things to them sometimes. Anyway, from the entire team, have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in for another amazing rendition of Community Conversations. If you like what you saw tonight, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with friends, families, and even acquaintances. Be sure to tune back next week for another amazing edition of Community Conversation.
Let them move your mind. Yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man.